So my name is Medas Ifalijibo. I'm your anchor person tonight to show you where money is actually available. I'm sure we know about institutional power over money, and but it's been democratized. The personal finance era had actually dismantled the finance barriers and transforming retail trading through the power of systemic digital infrastructure. Now, the point is this: good number of people do not understand the power of home-based. And what do we turn it to? We've turned the home into a workspace, which is no longer a corporate anchor where you need to go out to corporate environment to make money. But it has been integrated, the kind of connections right now that your resident can turn to a decentralized and national grade wealth generation hub. So most time people complain, I don't have a job, I'm just a housewife, I'm home. But everything we operate now is actually from home. In fact, the world has turned to a global palm. Now we have several levels of disruption. The level of disruption we've had, with no number of people do not really understand. We're told that there were persons that were indigent of the internet, and these people are referred to Gen Z. Now, there could not be done with the internet, but most of us will have connotative association or meaning to internet. When most of us hear about internet, you hear about the local language in Nigeria is boys, fraud, fake, and all of that. You can imagine that level of crude misunderstanding and very negative mind, you know, disruption. As soon as we're still battling to understand what the internet was about, billionaires were made, and then we transcend to the blockchain technology, where many persons even have to associate cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, into a very fanatic understanding and a very kind of, I can't say, to 666, to whatever, so many other things. Why we are calling all of those names, billionaire will imagine. Fantastically now, we're talking of artificial intelligence. Now, the artificial intelligence became more disruptor of disruptors. Why? It has dethroned human complexity. Now we execute real-time pattern present, risk management, business activities with AI agent. But why am I important? I'm sure many of us missed out. You were not a millionaire in the internet era. You never had the opportunity. Probably, does that mean that you were not there? You were there, but because of your level of knowledge. Remember, we quite say that knowledge, enemy of that same knowledge is knowledge. When you know too much, you may not make too much. And now you discover that people who don't claim to know too much are easily led and guided properly. And genuinely speaking from their heart, they make more than enough. If I lie, you can have so many of your friends that are good in argument, but that doesn't really actually portray how productive they could be. Now, the artificial intelligence is real. Unfortunately, many people ChatGPT, Cloud, Gemini to catch fun. While you're catching fun, a lot of people are cashing out. Now, we have forex, crypto, and stocks as part of the instrument in the financial market. In those days, it can be very difficult to be able to tackle and handle activities in the financial market. But artificial intelligence had caused some workforce and enhanced some of our profitability. But we have known some associated problem with trading because most of us who are traders, we are referred to as retail traders. As much as many people, and I want to tell you something, that trading is actually addictive. Very many persons are addicted to trading, and then they were not actually making the money we're supposed to make. We're told to say if it's reality, and what makes this reality, a fact and figure, that can be put to play, was that 95% of retail traders are actually failing perpetually. And these are based on two, three major factors. First, it's called capital starvation. Now, not having enough money is one of the biggest problems. Why? Because the little fund you have, some borrow, some have gone to jail with borrowed fund. Some are greedy so much that the third that they've learned and know so much, they collect money from relative friends and say, I will trade for you. You know the rest. The story has never been now. Never been nice. And some of us who have such a canter with people we know, we tend to have a very wrong belief and mindset about forex trading. So capital starvation is a very big problem. But thank God for one of our global partner called Tag Market, which you are going to know what that Tag Market is about in the course of this presentation. Now, because of the little money too, it tends to extend to another big problem, which is called the emotional fatigue. You look at a lot of persons who claim to be a forex trader professional, for instance, are worn out. You see them, you pity them, you look at the way they are worn out, they're confused, emotionally not stable, and especially when they just newly blown an account. That's had been back to back level of discouragement to another. In fact, upcoming people got more discouraged because first they got deceived by fake life as some people live on the internet. And then secondly, when they get in, they get disappointed because they meet the reality of the whole thing. The third is actually analysis paralysis. Of course, we know that once you have very little, and then there are so many to expect from that little, you're going to be in trouble. And of course, you analyze, saying that you paralyze. But this is the good news. We now have solution to that. We have what we call the 3-in-1 AI financial solution that first, it helps you to make money actively. We have some of you have been trading. You're actually in quote say you are a professional trader. Don't worry, we got your back. Why? Problem you have is not having enough money. We have system that's going to give you additional up to 12 or 24 times or whatever money you deposit. First of it, destructive indeed and supportive in all time. Why? Because it still gives you opportunity to trade with some kind of fantastic structure, with some tools, with supporting signals, and fantastic and amazing high graded education. And that's one of the things. So you literally just like you are trading as a semi-active trading activities because you don't pay any school fee. You don't pay any money for tool, yet you're trading like an institute. Then number two is the passive. We believe that this is what cuts across everyone because no matter what you are doing actively, when you have a means to have a backup passively, without lifting fingers, without having a professional background, without knowing any technical tools, then money can be made. And this is done with an AI, which I'm going to explain detail because of this the AI that does that for us. But this is a kind of executive summary to understand what we're doing here. The third thing is about residual income. It's a build a digital fortress, participate in the franchise structure to establish permanent recurrent revenue that is immune to market volatility. By and large, people who are actively involved in trading, volatility deal with them. Maybe there are news, maybe there are so many fundamental issues that occur, and then that can actually affect their profitability. But because of this, you can do partnership, franchise system, which is residual income. These are the three things. So welcome to AI Tech Ecosystem. We call it the ChatGPT. And why? Because it's a place where you can monetize your leverage and secure your social capital into a cash flow. You get that? This is another place where you can send your money on errand and then become profitable participants in the global financial market without any professional knowledge, no technical. Now listen, you're monetizing your time, your expertise, your understanding by sharing with friends. That's what we call residual income. And at the same time, a skill that you acquire without going for job interview. You employ yourself, and that's another home-based segment of this system. And then thirdly, the best employee you can ever have is your money in an investment. It's going to run and give you profit because we know one thing, that profit is better than wages. Now, social trading is the powerful options powered by AI tech technology. AI tech is AI technology. Why social trading? Because this is one of the biggest options today and a disruption where a man do not need to learn before he earn. I know most of the narrative we heard are you need to learn before you earn. But today, what we have is you earn before you even learn, or you earn while you are learning. I'm sure we love that. If you can hear me, can you put 222 on the chat box? You can make money without learning anything, and you can be making money and learn along the line. All right, thank you very much. And so the next is actually how do we get this? Now, but before we go further, when we have to do with business world, business, financial market, it involves certain level of risk. Now, do we say you are going to lose your money or no? We'll talk about probability, trade impact, issues, fundamental news, on so many other factors, war then can happen, that your money can be impacted to an extent negatively, because in accounting principle, there hadn't been any trading profit and profit account. It has usually been what? Trading profit and loss account. But mitigation is the good news you have is, as far as the passive is concerned, that is run by our AI, you have nothing, and I mean it, nothing to be afraid of. Because why? It's highly, highly conservative, but should be aware that some level of losses can occur. Example, yesterday, for the first time for a very long time, we have a slight closing of the day with a bit of negative. And that's what you expect that could happen. But trading, it's an investment vehicle and not just about charting. And for that, you experience some loss. At the end of the month, you have some massive and powerful profits. I'm sure many of you who probably have been or who did not waste time or hesitate yesterday and have activated your account, I'm sure today you actually smile. If you know you are smiling because you're already on the system from yesterday that you closed negative and today, is that different? If there was different, type 1, type 02, just type 02, type 02. If there was a difference, type 02, because you took 2 trades today and they were all positive. So put 02 if you're being on the system and today really made you smile. Put 02. Thank you. Now, quickly, the 3 pattern you make money on the global financial market, we say passive, active, and residual. Now, listen, why do we enjoy passive? Because it's a low risk, because we're with technology called Sonic AI, low reward, low stress, but high leverage. Why high leverage? Because we do not get engaged professionally or with technical knowledge. Ours was to obey simple instruction. Get your ID card, get your valid email, get access to internet. Even if you do not get access to internet, meet your leader, meet whoever invited you, activate your account, deposit your money, get 12 times of it, get 24 times of it, and start making money. That's why it's high leverage, low risk, low stress, low reward, but a little drop of water become a mighty ocean. Then you want to be active, the advantage is this, but take note, what is very peculiar to active is high risk or high reward, high stress, low leverage, because you have to be engaged. But today, in our ecosystem, because of our technology and supporting education, signals, and all of that, make money as if you are not trading. I'm very, very serious about that. Then we have residual low risk because it literally just to share with people, interact with people. That's what we call social capital. Many have, and the most wasted capital in the world, most neglected, unrecognized capital, but the highest capital, social capital. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our understanding, we have our attitude, we have everything, but we don't know how to turn it into a rewarding setup. And so that's why it's a low risk, high reward, high stress, because of course, even before you turn to learn how to interact with people with something, but high leverage. So this is powerful and people are making a lot of money. So these are 3 ways. So please take note: passive, active, and residual. Now, this is the total highlight of what I have for you, and I've been talking since the beginning. Number 1, AI tech is the AI tech that become a hub that create the complementary digital business for us in one solution, where you make passive, where you make active, and where you make residual. How did passive come to be? You get connected to tag market, which is a hybrid solution where you can end up to an average of 16.8%. Take note of that, on a 0.86% maximum drawn dollars, where you are going to be making about 16.8%. The chances of risk or losses you can encounter or we have seen from the record is less than 1%. So if you take 1% from 16.8, that means you can still have average or minimum of 15% in a month. Listen to me. Irrespective of the amount you deposited, because of the leverage, low risk of Sonic AI and the amplification of 24x, then you can make average of 10, 20, 15, just like that, because this is not an investment gimmick or hype. or Ponzi scheme for robbing Peter to pay Paul. This is not a pyramid scheme. This is genuinely legal, legitimate business making. Now, what made this possible is called CopyX. CopyX or Sonic AI, we call it a creative innovation and decentralized and hands-free income. The Bit1 exchange, many of us don't know about it, but we love you to be aware. It's a pipeline where you can make more money just the way you are making money on Sonic AI. That will be coming very, very soon. They are backtesting, checking the API and all of this. Then we have BX Wallet and card solution. Number one is that it's going to function for you to be able to card anywhere in the world, any ATM machine across the world. You have your USDT, you have your cryptocurrency in the wallet, and you have the Visa card linked to it. Guess what? You have customers or friends that are making use of the card every day. Whatever transaction charges paid to the issuer, you have some percentage. But that's a story for another day. Then you have opportunity for franchise and influential business model. I've talked about it, which is residual income. Now, the lovely aspect of it is that the broker called Tag Market is licensed and regulated from Mauritius and South Africa. Now, your capital is covered by Lloyd Insurance. You can go to online, you Google. I know most of us, you want to chat ChatGPT. What is Lloyd London Insurance? You can be told so many. If you want to take a trip to Dubai or Colombia office of Tag Market, you can write them on your mail and then secure appointment with them. Maybe you want to invest up to $1 million, $2 million and all of that. Be welcome and then get all the proper documentation that was gotten from, right, from Lloyd Insurance. Okay, so quickly, now this is an example of a place where you can verify if Tag Market is licensed. Then you go to a portal called wikifs.com and type the search button, type Tag Market. You can see that. Then you can check if Tag Market actually portal registered. Then you can find a lot of verification and education. So AI tech ecosystem combined, we talk about Tag Market, which is licensed. OKBC is disturbing our screen. Sorry about that. I think his hand or her hand is not resting. Sorry about that. That is a very, very bad one. Beg your pardon. All right, so sorry for the interruption. All right. So, like I've said, this is very basic. Tag Market is having over 800,000 active investors in the system, as it were. Now, so quickly as I move forward, I've told you about Tag Market. The solutions in the back of this Tag Market is called CopyX that get us connected through AI tech, and we have Sonic AI to trade for us. All right. Now, Forex, you want to know about Forex, just in short, called foreign exchange. What is the story behind it? Is the place where the global economy are exchanging hands. And it's ranging between 6.6 to $7.5 trillion exchanging hand every blessed day. And that's where Sony go there and interact. When this thing is exchanging hand, some will go down, some will go up. So in between that line is what Sonic is doing to you. And that's why we say what we make from this opportunity is called sleeping allowance. So Sonic in basic, what has it? Why do we partner with Sonic? Why do we use Sonic to trade? Number one, because we have track record of Sonic never had any losing month. Number one. Is it wrong to have a losing month? No. You can be a trader and you have a particular month that was a bad month. It's not a taboo. It's normal. But we have these guys who are so master in trading for the past 20 months, 2024, 2025, 2026. We are now, they have been trading. But take note, in 2024, they were not in Tag Market. 2025, September, they're coming to Tag Market. They have been an established trading system for a very long time before even coming on to the My FX book, because that's where you see the objective track record of a trading. But right now, they are exclusively trading for only Tag Market. You can't see them trading on any other broker. If you want to use Sonic AI, tell your friends. If they want to get the best conservative of the best, the top gold conservative trading in the world, they need Tag Market to access what we call Sonic AI. So these are some of the records you have seen The lowest we have ever had on the average is 1.16%. Now, it may not make sense, and I quickly will explain that. How does it make sense? This is where it makes sense. So let's do an example of calculate. Now, if your capital is about $500, now Sonic make 1%. Let's worst case scenario, we want to bring it down to the barest minimum. That's 1% in a month. So that means because tag market give you a loan, I call it a booster. Now, your booster, how much booster you get, it depends on how much money you want to deposit. When many people ask me about, yeah, what's the minimum? I just knew that the person did not really understand the jargon and the English I've been speaking. Because why? If Dangote come into this room now, and many of us have a shop where we distribute, or Instant Noodle come in as a company, and I say we are distributor of their product, we say, yeah, how much have I been paying, or how many truck have I been receiving? Based on my capacity, maybe what I've been receiving was I only pay 5 million naira to receive goods. And then the instant noodle manager say, okay, I'm giving an open check that whoever that is buying worth of 10 million, I'm going to give them goods worth of 120 million. I know very many of us listening to me, you are going to borrow money. None of us will ask what is the minimum because it is a conventional thing we're used to. You want to pay 5 million naira as the total money you have, and they brought that goods, but the company make you an offer. If you can up your game to 10 million naira, we're going to give you goods worth of 120. Do business with it, don't bother. And then once you are doing business, as far as you continue to sell and all of that, you can be remitting money to us. Guess what? This didn't stop there. And that's the advantage you're having here. Any amount you deposited, having 12 times or 24 times. Why 12? Why 24? 12 is the normal, and that was available by standard all time on tag market. But the 24x is what's a promotional. When will it stop? I always tell people, I do not know. The day you click and it's no longer available, that's the end of it. So we take these statistics to say, okay, what's the average can I make in a month? So if this is an average of 1%, if it's a 1% of $500, that's going to be just $5. Does it make any sense? Okay, then but because 1% of $500 is $5, then $5 multiplied by 24 will have given you $120. And invariably, let's reverse the calculation. That is to say, your money is your invested capital is $500. Now you're giving 24x booster, which is the loan without collateral, without interest. You have $12,000 that Sonic will trade for you. It will trade with this for you. And that's how giving you buffer and shield over your money not get blown. Because what Sonic will be trading is on 12,000 and not your 500. And so at the end of the day, if Sonic do 1%, it's going to be 1% of 500 multiplied by 24, or just 1%, 12,000, that will give you 120. Then what happened? What happened is that then Sonic is going to take 30%. I think this is straightforward enough. 30% because when you come into tag, you didn't pay any registration fee, no monthly charges, no yearly membership renewal, nothing of that nature. Then Sonic 2, there is no renewal, there is no subscription. Deposit your money, connect with Sonic free. When will Sonic make money? When they trade with your money and make profit, take 70%, they take what? For 30%. With that, you're going to be having $84. So you can check this chart. Till, for instance, if I put in $5,000, 1% of that, of $120,000, that will give me $1,200. Then if 30% is taken of it, that means I'm going to make average of as much as possible of $840. But can I tell you something? Some of us that have 5,000, 10,000, we saw what we got in the month of May. We saw what we got in the month of April. We saw so far we've been in the month of June. And so you can check it down to when you have up to $200,000. Now that's $24,000. 30% taken away will be $16,800. That's 16.8%, ladies and gentlemen. Then there's a magic of compound interest. Now, this was given to us by Warren Buffett. He talks about the rule for money, and he talked about don't lose your capital. You can see we follow the rule of Buffett about money, don't lose your capital. That's why we go for tag market to give us a shield over losing money. Then, secondly, That's why we go to Sonic AI because they are highly competitive and protect capital, secure profit, and trade with profit. Now, take note trading, if you're really a profitable trader, it takes this step, right? Secure capital, that is, don't lose your capital. All right. Protect your capital, don't lose your capital, secure the profit. Now, every trader who takes the profit from the table never go broke. Let me repeat that. Every trader that takes profit from the table never go broke. For that, we always say, let people protect capital, protect your capital, secure your profit, and now continue to trade with profit. So we have Buffett telling us the third rule for money. He said compound interest. We now experiment something based on 15% every month. If you're on tag, we said for 5 years, if I put in $250 minimum and then continue to compound it based on the law and the principle of Warren Buffett, in 5 years, I will arrive at 1.7 million. Take note of that. If you want to take a picture, you can take a snapshot. That is, if I want to become $1.7 million richer in the next 5 years without lifting the fingers, I will put in $250 now, compound for the next 5 years, I will arrive at least 1.7 million. Somebody is going to ask me, Felix, what if it does not work? It is better to lose by lost than to lose by miss. I know many of you can relate. Now, look at what Buffett says here. Very simple. We say Warren Buffett rules for money. He said, don't lose your capital. Now, this is the third rule. Say the power of compounding. And look at the rule of the game. Say, let time turn small amount into big wealth. He said, why? He says small gains add up exponentially. He said, early start. So that is when we finish talking tonight, you have to get started. He said, early start, huge advantage. And he said, interruption kill growth. Meaning, if you're compounding for the next 5 years, be diligent to it. But how will I be diligent to it? You will create more than one trading account. I'll allow those one you're compounding to be running while you take care of the other one for home front and all of that. That way, you can discipline yourself. I don't want to bother us about the standard of living of everybody. Either you are making in dollar or not, your life standard is still measured in dollar. They say if you make anything less than 1,500 or up to $1,500 in a month, they are considered to be a poor person. Now, if it's maximum of $3,000, it's considered to be a low income earner. And then average of $4,500, and it's okay, you are stably paid. You that live in Nigeria, you can relate. $4,500 multiplied by 1,400 naira, you should be talking, I wouldn't know, maybe 8 point something or 9 point something million. And they say you are just a stably paid person. Middle class, comfortable. You want to be comfortable, they say you should be making at least up to $9,000, which is about 13, 14 million or 13.5 million of just 13 million naira. And they say that's when you are comfortable. I wouldn't know how many people are making that. Then they say if you want to be a middle class, average of $12,000. Now, for you to consider yourself wealthy, now that uninterrupted system is paying you up to $25,000. That's about 33, 34, or 35 million naira, as it were. So let's quickly go. Now, the part of home base, we said turning your social capital and attitude influence into a real wealth just by helping others to access this amazing opportunity. This franchise system is optional, but has capacity to pay you residual income weekly and monthly, set uh, yet securing you a beautiful home in any part of the world, just genuinely helping others. Now, so I quickly share with you on how the residual work. The passive is your money go on errand. Sony AI dot the desktop job. Then tag market amplify by giving you a booster like a loan. And then to trade by yourself, just a moment, guys. So to trade by yourself is as simple as possible. You access our education. All right, sorry about the interruptions. I think we have a network challenge, uh, a power interruption. Okay, so as we go further, I quickly will have to wrap up as fast as possible. So now I wrap up the third thing. So passive, active, and the residual. So if you want to make more money, you can build your social capital and you can make all these bonuses. And I will show you those bonuses you can make. We call it Sonic AI home base and franchise residual income. First, look at how it works. This is a summary of everything I've just told you. Number one, you deposit your money, connect to Sonic AI, make average of 15, 16 to 20, 20 something percent every month. Number one. Number two, so that is if I deposit my money, Sonic will trade for me. And whatever money Sonic made for the month, 70% is mine. Now, Sonic takes 30%. This 30% taken by Sonic, they only take 5%. And then, please, if you can see my screen, can you type 222 on the chat box? 333 on the chat box if you can see my screen very quickly. 333. Thank you very much. Okay. So what Sonic does is that, okay, 30% is taken, 5% is taken away by Sonic, while 25% is shared to the community. That's why we build the franchise. Then number two, that's what we call the profit share. And this 25% is shared from level one to level 10. Those of you who can relate. Listen, this is no referral bonus. This is the money made by Sonic, shared to the community of participants who decide to build a franchise and build, home base on Sonic. Now, you make 2.5% from level 1 to level 10. And then the number two, you make what we call the lot commission. Lot commission come from tag market, whatever lot paid. Now, listen, those money are not your money. And are not your friend's money, the money from the broker, the money from system provider. They decide to be generous enough to share with everybody who participate in building and expanding this powerful innovation. And for that, about $10 is kept aside, $10.5 kept aside, but $2 out of it is kept for what they call ambassador leadership incentives and all of that. Now, the 8.5% is shared from level 1 to level 10. Now, listen, profit share, lot commission are paid every day, withdrawable every week. By Saturday now, everyone will be smiling who participate in building the franchise. Then you have the leader pool. Then we have the what they call CPA. CPA is monthly. If you're checking the CPA, the lowest tier one is 1% of 10,000 volume within your ecosystem, 2% of $50,000 within your ecosystem if you do up to 50,000 till up to 40 million. Now, if you calculate 7.5% of 40 million, that's about $3.5 million or $3 million, I beg your pardon. And that's how you as powerful as possible. I talked about Lloyd in London and insurance, all of those BIXC and all of that. Now, the most important thing is that this is the summary of what we have for you. And then powerfully, you can make money as simple as possible. What should I do right now? The person who invited you is going to put you through this process. We'll give you a link. You create your account, fill all the detail, verify your account, connect your account, and then join us in making Sleepy Allowance tomorrow. Lastly, I'm going to be sharing with you perhaps an example of trade because that's not theoretical. It's a reality for you to understand that money is made, not story. And that's why I say I need to show you the money. Now, I have told you that many friends have asked me how much was the minimum. So if you listen to this presentation and you're asking of the minimum, that means something is something terribly wrong somewhere because it's not about minimum. It's about what can I afford. But what's the minimum deposit is $10. But how much can I afford? Well, it depends on what you think is your financial need. I need more money. I need correct money. I need enough money. So I'm sharing with you quickly an MT5 account because this thing work on three major things. MT5, where you check what's happening every day. And number two, you have this Sonic AI, which is the AI that trades. Then you have tag market, which is where you are checking where your money is deposited into. So quickly, let me show you the MT5, and which anybody can download. If you go to your Google Play Store right now, you can type MT5 and download it and get back to your friend and say, hey, you invited me. Can you give me your login detail? I want to log in to see if truly you are making money. Okay? Can you see this account now? Today, this is $5,000 account. I want you to look up quickly. Now, $123 was made today on a $5,000 account. $123 was made on a $5,000 account. Now, first $40, the second $82. I withdrew the two. Okay, so I withdrew the two. The two I withdrawn already. So that means if I withdrawn the two, when you see this 76 and all of this, so all of those combined money have been withdrawn. Now, but let me quickly go. This account is about less than 3 months old. Less than 3 months old. You hear me right? Less than 3 months old. And now it has made $4,126. When was this account activated? On the 1st of April. So 1st of May, 1 month, 1st of June, 2 months. So we have next week, 1st of July will be 3 months. Now it has done $4,126. However, certain percentage, 30% will be taken by Sonic, and then of course some transaction charges by Tag Market will be taken and all. But if you can see this account, how much have been withdrawn? $2,805 in less than 3 months. That means this account in 3 months, will surpass probably maybe, let's give and take, maybe $4,200. So if that's the case and this amount is withdrawn, that is powerful and amazingly powerful. If we divide this $2,800 divided by 3, let's quickly look at that. What is going to be the result? So I always tell people, all of us strive to get better and not to go backward. Now let's quickly look at it. $2,800. Let me just stop at that. Divide by 3. That's about $933. Now, if I go by Nigerian currency, multiply by 1,400 naira, that means on the average, every month, this account is making 1.3 million in Nigerian currency. And that's a account of $5,000. Now, that's not all. Do we have this? Is that the only account? I have smaller accounts, probably $200 and all of that. Let's quickly look at that. This is a account of $200, and this account was activated this year. All right, this year. So look at it today now. This account probably, okay, see withdrawn. So $4.88 made today on this account. And I look at when was this account activated? On the 2nd of February, 0202, all right, 2026. Today is 25th, if I'm not mistaken. 25th, right? It's 25th. So this account has made $235 and has withdrawn about $222 as profit. And so this account, 2nd of February, so March, April, May, June. This is 4 months. By 2nd of next month will be 5 months, and it has double the amount. You can see withdrawal. Now, let me show us an account we're monitoring. When we talk about compound interest, a lot of people are afraid. Are you sure this company will not disappear? Please, this is not a company, it's a broker, okay? Now, this account started last year, right around November or September, October. Now, I just want to show you how much this account has made, give and take. Let me just go here, 10, so let's just say full 2025, just to keep it short. I don't want to go too much, okay? Okay, I don't want to go too much. So now this account in had made $1.3 million. Now, why? What was deposited? $99,500. It started when Sonic start with Tag Market, and Sonic start with Tag Market. I think 19th, that's 19th or 17th of November, September, I beg your pardon, the 19th, right? So let's, if I put this way and just put that so you can see on the 18th of September was when Sonic started with Tag Market. And look at it. This account has made $1.3 million And what it started with was $99,500 and have been compounding. Withdrawal have been made on this account. And ladies and gentlemen, this is amazing. Someone say, what of $50? Yes, you can do the arithmetic by yourself when you get started. So this is the opportunity. That's why I said we're going to do comprehensive presentation to you tonight for you to understand and learn and what we're maximizing in this ecosystem. So thank you for this. I'm sure whoever must have invited you participate and make the best use of this opportunity. Telling you honestly speaking, a word should be enough for the wise. And so we want you to make money just as we're making money. So at this point, I'm going to be cutting it, calling it a day and cutting it off. So please, if you listen to this or you are watching it thereafter, just get back to whoever invited you and then get started as fast as possible.